Okay, hello, good morning. We're in week 8, and your bell work goes at the bottom. And let's take a look at this one. Y is already by itself, so you're going to take all of this and substitute in place of that Y. When you substitute in place of the Y, you're going to have this. You're going to distribute, and you're going to get this. You're going to combine these. You're going to add 7x. You're going to divide by 7 and get 5. Once you get 5, you come up here where it says Y. You scratch out the x, and you put 2 times 5 is 10, minus 9 equals 1. So your answer is 5 and 1. All right, let's move on. This one right here, you don't have 1 by itself, so you get to pick. Unfortunately, there's not any good choices. So let's go after the x right here. So put 3x minus 2y equals negative 1. Circle that. And you're going to add 2y to both sides. So you get 3x equals 2y minus 1. You're going to divide by 3. And you're going to get x equals 2y over 3 minus 1/3. This is your substitute. You're going to take all of this and put it in place of that x. So you're going to have 2 times 2y over 3 minus 1 over 3 plus 3y equals negative 5. Now you're going to distribute. So you're going to get 4y over 3 minus 2 over 3 plus 3y equals negative 5. Now what you can do at this point, I know it looks bad, is clear your denominator. So you can multiply each one of these by 3. When you do that, you're going to get 4y minus 2 plus 9y is equal to a negative 15. Let's see if this works out. That gives me 13y. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So that's going to give me 13y equals a negative 13. And I'm going to divide by 13. And I get y is equal to a negative 1. So it looks like it's going to work out. Now take the negative 1 and put it up here for the y. So you're going to have 2 times negative 1 over 3 minus 1/3. So that's going to be a negative 2 over 3 minus 1 over 3, which gives you a negative 3 over 3, which equals a negative 1. Okay, that one's kind of sloppy, but unfortunately you're going to have some of these today. All right, so hang with it. I want you to do 21 through 32, page 201. All right, let's talk about geometry. Geometry is about 302. I want you to copy these rules. Actually, okay, there's your bell work for geometry. We're in week 8, and the time is 3:27, let's say, on the video. We have a test on Monday, practice test on Friday. Draw the lines of symmetry. Well, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to say 4 lines of symmetry. Okay. On a new sheet of paper, copy this one down. Now on your worksheet today, you're going to have to do this, okay? What I want is 2 things here. I want P prime, Q prime, and R prime. And then I want P double prime, Q double prime, and R double prime. And so what we're going to do is work this. So these are the original points. We're not going to graph it. So the first one says add 14 and add 1. So plus 14 plus 1. Plus 14 plus 1. Okay? So the new point here is going to give us, what is that going to give us? Well, that's going to give us 5 right here. And then this is going to give us a negative 1. This right here is going to give us 5. And this is going to give us a negative 4. This right here is going to give us 9, I think. And this is going to give us a negative 3. Okay? Now that we moved it from here to here, we want to move it again. So we want to take the new one. Okay? This is the pre-image. And this is the image. But we have a double prime. So what we want to do now is translate it by this. So we want to subtract 3 onto this one and add 8. Subtract 3 and add 8. Subtract 3 and add 8. And we could graph it. This gives us 2, and that gives us 7. This gives us 2, and that gives us 4. This gives us 6, I think it is, and 5. Okay? And that's what I want you to do today. Now, just for kicks and giggles, let's see what happens here. I'm just going to do point P. So point P is negative 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a negative 2. So that's point P. And then P prime is going to be over 5 and up and down 1. So over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 1. Okay, so this is P double prime. So I took it and I slid it this way. Okay, now let me think about this a second. That should be 14 onto that. So from here to here should be 14. So that's 14 and then down. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so good. So we slid it over 14 and we slid it up 1. Now, that's exactly what it is. See, it was 2 and now it's up 1. My graph doesn't look real good. And then from here, we're going to go positive 2 and then up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So P double prime would be here. Let's take a look at that and think about it. So the double prime said go to the left 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then go up 8. And I think we did it right, okay? Now, I'm not going to make you graph these, but I do want the P prime and P double prime. All right. Now, before we go any further, I want you to write all of these rules. Remember, your test is on Monday. So these are the rules for reflection. These are the rules for rotation. So copy those down. Now I want you to take this point. So we're going to take negative 4 and 5, point A, and we're going to do each one of these. Okay. So number 1, we're going to rotate it. We're going to reflect it, rather. Reflect it over the x-axis. So we're going to, according to this, to reflect it, you're going to change the y. So all you do is change the y. So the new point, A prime for number 1, would be, if you change that, would be negative 4 and negative 5. Okay, we're not going to graph it. Okay, we're going to take the same point, number 2, so negative 4 and 5, and we're going to reflect it over the y-axis. And when you reflect it over the y, you change the x. Okay, so here we're going to change the x, and so the x is going to be 4, and the y stays the same. Number 3, we're going to reflect it over this line. Now look, when you reflect it over that 45, you count the distance from here to here, and you go to the distance from here to here. So according to this, you just switch them. So for number 3, put the same point, the original point, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and just switch them. So to go from here to here, you just switch your x and your y. So it's going to be 5 and negative 4. Make sure you know these rules. Number 4 says reflect it over this line, the inverted line here. So what you do is you switch and change. So for number 4, the point, the original point, we're going to switch them and change them. So it's going to be a negative 5 and 4 when you switch and change. All right, let's talk about rotation. Number 5, we're going to take the original point and we're going to go 90 degrees clockwise. To do that, you're going to switch them and change the x. So when you switch them, you get this, and when you change the x, you get that. That is a 90-degree clockwise rotation. All right, let's do it again. Let me flip this over. 90 degrees counterclockwise. So use the same point, number 6. And then you switch and change the y. So you switch them and change the y. So it's going to be a -5, but the x stays the same. Switch and change, okay? And then finally, the last one, let's say the point is here and you want to go 270 counter. That's 90, another 90, and another 90. That's 3 90s is 270, okay? 90 times 3. Anyway, to get to this point, you would just go 90 degrees clockwise. So 90 degrees clockwise, right here, you're going to switch and change the x. So the original point was -4 and 5. So you're going to switch them and change the x. So it becomes 5 and 4. And that's how you do this, okay? All right, let's get off of that. That's kind of a review. Make sure you know all of those rules. Now today's worksheet is going to work like this. We're going to skip number 16. I want you to take these points. I want you to translate it according to what it says. And then I want you to translate it again, just like we did on the video. Okay? Down here, they want you to figure out what's going on. Like take this one. It looks like they reflected it over this line here. And I want you to write it out. We're not going to graph it. So that line is y equals 2. So it looks like they reflected it over y equals 2. And then it looks like they reflected it over this line. It looks like a double reflection. Okay? Could we rotate it? Possibly. So we're going to flip it, and then we're going to flip it over again. And this line right here is x equals -2. And that's what I would say on this one. Okay? So just try your best on these and figure out what they did. But I definitely want this top part. Okay? And then the back side is easy. I'm just drawing the lines of symmetry. And these two we can't really see, but I want the lines of symmetry on these. Okay, that's it. Have a good morning.